With less than a week until Election Day, the Conservative Party of Canada has released its fully costed campaign platform. And party leader Pierre Poilievre says it's time for the government to start pinching pennies. The announcement notably comes after advance polls closed across the country, despite the Liberals and New Democrats releasing plans of their own over the weekend. This prompted accusations from Liberal leader Mark Carney that the Tory leader was hiding his full agenda. Tessa Bennett joined us in studio to break down the platform and all of its details. Tessa, was there anything unexpected that came from these announcements?
Emily, there were no curveballs thrown into any major party's costed plans. The Conservatives did put forward a plan that was not as costly as the Liberals or NDP, but critics say it relies on new revenues from presumed economic growth, despite the ongoing trade war.
Change is what we need now more than ever. Change offers the prospect of restoring the Canadian promise.
Today was the big reveal for the Conservative Party, unveiling Pierre Poilievre's fully costed platform after advanced polls closed.
But it is remarkable that all those parties waited until so late in the campaign to issue them. That suggests to me that none of the parties believes that its platform will help persuade people who aren't already going to vote for them to do so.
Speaking just outside of Toronto, the Tory leader rolled out his plan, announcing $75 billion in tax cuts and $35 billion in new measures over the next 4 years. The platform suggests a Conservative government would post a $31 billion deficit for each of the next 2 years and would drastically reduce the size of the federal government to save money while simultaneously cutting taxes.
The conundrum for the Conservatives is that while the numbers they have attached to these measures are dramatic, they are somewhat vague in that the Conservatives are relying on the economy growing at an astonishing rate to pay for their tax cuts.
There were also some new additions to the Tory leader's plan, including a free trade agreement with the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. The Liberal Party released their costs on Saturday, promising $130 billion in new measures over the next 4 years. Liberal leader Mark Carney emphasized that at the bottom line, the Liberal platform would mean higher deficits over the next 4 years, but he would reduce the government's operational spending, working to grow the Canadian economy.
Building Canada strong will remain true every day if Canadians choose me and this team in this election.
One of the largest spending initiatives from the Liberals is the previously announced 1 percentage point reduction in the lowest marginal tax rate, costing the government $22 billion over 4 years. The plan also includes $18 billion to meet the 2% NATO defense spending target. NDP's Jagmeet Singh unveiled his party's costed plan as well, adding $48 billion to the deficit over the next 4 years to focus on healthcare, housing and grocery affordability, and employment insurance with President Trump's tariffs in place.
The Liberal and NDP platforms are promising really significant increase in public expenditures with no plan at all for how to pay for it. They are simply saying that Canadians will have to accept that we will be going more deeply in debt.
Leaders were quick to criticize one another's platform, Poilievre accusing Carney of presenting a high spending plan that could weaken Canada's economic standing, and the Liberal leader claiming Poilievre was lowballing the true cost of his platform.
Although those platforms are very different, they do seem to have one thing in common, and that is that after 4 years of the next government, it's almost certain that the public finances will be worse off than they are now. The Canadians will be deeper in debt, either because the Conservatives have cut taxes dramatically and have been unable to raise the revenue elsewhere, or because the Liberals have expanded public expenditure and not raised the revenue to cover it.
After seeing a record voter turnout at the advance polls this past weekend, the Liberals are hanging on to a slim lead. They're followed closely by the Tories, with the New Democrats stuck in a distant third place.